Well, good evening, darlings, and a very warm welcome to what day is it? And a very warm welcome to Saturday night, coming to you live and direct from Windy Bottom, my humble little cottage in the arse end of nowhere, here up on the moors of the Peak District National Park. And I must apologise for my slight tardiness this evening. I came home, whoops, this was sent to me today by one of you very kind bogs, Boaty's old geezers and gals. Where was I? Yeah, I came home to a what's it? To a thingamy. And yes, I'm glad you asked because what's it called when you haven't got any? A power cut. That's the chap. A power cut. So I had to wait for everything to fire back up, including the interwebs. But we are all up and running now, and I am feeling rather full of splendidness. And may I say that I hope your day has been wonderful and stuffed with a little bit of extra plumptiousness to make you feel all special and warm and fuzzy and lovely. Now then, you can be reassured to know that over the space of the next hour or so that we're going to spend together, you're going to get all of the normal crap that you all know and dread. We have got a hedgehog of truth, should you wish to ask a hedgehog of truth question. And he is, of course, accompanied by his now constant companion, the delightful Miss Hedgie. We've got an I love dogging car sticker, which for which, again, thank you very much. I mean, it was probably Skick. It's always Skick, isn't it? I mean, I've got Skick to thank for the Make America Great Again baseball cap, which I shall probably have a crap in at some point over the next week. And my lovely Gay Pride I Love Bum Sex badge. Well, I assume it's Gay Pride. Is it Gay Pride? It's got those coloury things on it, but I wouldn't mind wearing that. I love bum sex as long as it's not my bum and the bum in question is female. On that, sorry, I was just pinged at that moment, but there we are. Let's put that in pride of place, shall we? We shall. Well, in fact, let's put this with it as well. Let's take some pride in who we are, shall we? Stay there, you little metal swine. There we are. Right. Well, that should get me nicely demonetized. So, what else have we got going on tonight? We have got Sean's box, and I can assure you, I'm going to give that a very vigorous pounding indeed this evening. I'm in the mood for a vigorous pounding, darlings. I am feeling full of energy, or as our American friends would say, full of piss and vinegar. And I always found that really rather confusing when I lived in America. There were many things I found confusing about America, normally the people and the sandwiches. Now, I remember that blind date, the first time I went to America for my 30th birthday, where that nice lady bought me lunch on a blind date. Or did she? I can't remember who paid for lunch. Oh, I think she did. It was a birthday treat, wasn't it? And I said to her, she picked me up from the airport, and we went off to this rather nice place in Chicago and ate something. Can't remember what. And this is true. This is true, by the way. Um, so I said to her, "Are you going back to work this afternoon?" She owned a couple of law firms in Chicago. And I said, "Are you going back to work this afternoon?" She said, "No, I'm going to blow off the rest of the day." And I thought, oh, that's, that's not going to work very well on a date, is it? But Yeah, fortunately, that was an idiom with which I became conversant. Blowing off meaning we would say wagging off, or playing truant or something like that. Um, and yeah, that was a relief. What else did I find confusing in America? Um, Cheese, the abundance of cheese. Now the God, when was it? One of the times I was in Vegas. I wish I was filming then. I wish YouTube had been a thing, or I'd been on it then. I literally spent the whole night searching Las Vegas. I'm not joking, for a sandwich that didn't contain cheese. You try buying a sandwich in America that doesn't contain cheese, and you will find that it is completely impossible. Now, I remembered some other things that confused me about America, but now I've forgotten them. So if I remember them, I'll tell you. If I don't, I won't. And hard cheese, as they say. Now, have I got another ping pong? I believe I heard a. Did I hear a ping? Okay. No, nothing there. Was it on this one? Day, love, let me taste the sweet. Was it? Was it? Was it off you? Was it really? Was it really, or are you winding me up? Oh my God. Well, Skick, I sincerely beg your pardon for accusing you. It turns out it wasn't you at all. It was somebody else. So there we are. Now then, now then. As I say, I am feeling enthusiastic and full of piss and vinegar. As we, yes. Well, let's not go on about the old piss and vinegar a bit too much, shall we? Let's try and bring it back to the here and now. So, what I shall do now, I will have a goodly slurp of my delicious wine, and then I will dive headfirst into your comments, because your comments are, and I make no secret of this, very much the meat and potatoes of this butterscotch flavour angel delight, which we're all floundering about in, holding on to each other for dear life, all trying to get to the shallow end and cling on to the guttery bit in the wall before you heave yourself out, have to go back to the changing rooms through that little trough of water that was full of stuff that was supposed to cure your athlete's foot. And it was always so cold, wasn't it? Well, oh my God. That was, I think, the coldest thing in existence was that little foot trough that you had to trot through between the changing rooms and the swimming pool when you were sent swimming from school. Do they do that anymore? Do you still go swimming from school when you're a kid? I bet they've stopped it, health and safety. We used to have to do all sorts of crap. We used to have to pick up house bricks from the bottom of the deep end while we were wearing our pajamas. I'm not making that up. Right. Let me know in the comments if you ever had to do something like that in your swimming things at school. Why? What is that preparing us for? I have lived a very full life, darlings. I have done things that many people would never dream of doing or would never have nightmares about doing. I've done pretty much everything I want to do, ticked every box, and yet 54 years on this planet, and I have never once found myself in the situation where I need to dive into a deep body of water and rescue a house brick from the bottom of the. God, what were they thinking? I think they were trying to drown us, basically. Right. Cheers, darlings. Your very good health. I hope you've all got a beverage or had a beverage or, something of that nature. Cheers, your very good health. Bottoms up yours. And above all, please get stuffed. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Well, if you have just joined us, you are watching Saturday Night Live with the Boaty's World bogs community, Boaty's old geezers and gals. And if you're wondering why your host has got a sticker saying I love dogging, resting against a Welshman's box, and a badge saying I love bum sex, resting against a John Lewis candle, well, it's just the kind of thing that you're going to have to get used to, I'm afraid, if you're going to stick around these parts. Right, let's get on with some comments. First cab off the rank tonight was possibly not the one I'm reading now. You lot have been busy, they might have dropped off. So let's just see who's with us. Oh no, it's Stu. Stu was first cab off the rank. Well done, you. Followed immediately by Jimmy Quinn, who said, good evening, Boaty and all. Excuse me. Followed by Emma Lemon of the eponymous YouTube channel Emma Lemon, who says, good evening all. We'll see whether I can stay awake. Yeah, me too. Hope your days have been simply hope your days have been nice. Greetings, Honourable Puffling, says Peter P. Greetings to you. Good evening, Boaty, and everybody else, says Mark Prasad. People are talking in a language that I don't understand. It's not one of the languages that I have at my disposal. I'm guessing that is Finnish or some Scandinavian language, and I've got no Scandinavian at all. I did date a Norwegian girl called Monica from a place called, oh God, where was she from? I should know, I went there. I was going to say Longdale, but that was her surname. No, I can't remember. Norway, somewhere in Norway. And that trip was memorable because it was the first time that I paid £5 for a cup of coffee. And that was in like 1990 or something like that. That was in the middle of Eelsund or Alisund, however you pronounce it. That's where she was from. And the £5 cup of coffee was in Bergen. But yeah, I don't speak any of that. French, absolutely. Italian, yes. Ukrainian, little bit. Mandarin Chinese, yeah, a bit. English, just about. Welsh, a tad. Forgotten most of my Welsh, sadly. What else? Oh, that's about it, really, isn't it? A little bit of Spanish, a little bit of German. All the usual contenders. Right, who else have we got with us? Let's have a look and whiz through. Lord Stiff Upper Lip is with us. Good evening to you. Oh, Shelley Denise. Hello, Shelley. Simone, the lovely Hooked on Classics. Hello to you. Oh, yeah. Oh, politics, eh? Hey, politics. A nice bumper sticker for Mimi, says Peter P. Oh, Steve says his sister has booked a glider flight over the high peaks. That will probably be from, my local gliding club, which I've thought about joining. I used to have my non-powered license. I used to be a glider pilot. I think I've told you the story probably several times. But there is a fairly local gliding club, and it's a great hucklow over Castleton Way. So, and they do pleasure flights and whatnot. So so perhaps she's going from there. She's brave, says Stu. Oh, she will love it. It's an amazing experience. Gliding is fantastic. You feel more. Oh, I don't know how to describe it. It's you feel more at one with the world around you because there's total silence other than the wind noise, but it's like you're trying to work with nature because obviously when you glide, it's like one of those computer games that ultimately you can't win, but the aim of the game is to cling on as long as possible, and that's what gliding is all about. So you're searching for thermals, uplifts of warm current to gain you altitude, and then you hope that you can find another thermal before you before you lose too much. Before you lose too much altitude, it's amazing. You should all do it. Alan Simpson is with us. Greetings, honourable community. Boat Green's hedging old and his spiky shorty. Good evening to you, Alan. And I hope that you are wonderfully happy and humorous and hairy. And for those who don't know, I've met Alan. Alan came to the restaurant, and he's all of those things. He's he's happy and huggable and hairy, and he's just a generally wonderful human being. Uh, I'll have the sticker if you don't dare it, says Stu. Well, no. Right. If this genuinely is a gift off who claims to have sent it, then no. That is going to be proudly deployed, and I know exactly where it's going to go. Now then. Boaty, says Emma, you should put that car sticker in the window of whichever car you use for car camping. Bloody hell. Yeah, that could only end well, couldn't it? Dogging and bum sex, says Alan Simpson. This is so going to get demonetized. I haven't got a chance of earning my 24p out of this one, have I? Oh, well, what the hell? Let's go with it. I think the last 5 or 6 have got through without being demonetized. So let's go mad on this one. Oh, that's good. Sorry, darlings. I imagine that some of you will have started imbibing some while ago. So I've got a fair bit of catching up to do, haven't I? Should we do another professional pour? Let's have a look. Label facing the customer. Bottle doesn't touch the glass. Professional twist of the wrist. Restaurant was heaving tonight, darlings. The restaurant was absolutely heaving. I loved it. Where were we? Oh yeah, dogging and bum sex. Sounds like a Channel 5 detective duo. Stick it on Mustard's car the next time you visit the yard. Oh, is it a bumper sticker, says Emma? Okay, same suggestion though. It needs to go on the car camping vehicle. Stu made Emma a kind offer, which she is refusing, and points out that you don't get dogging bumper stickers on Hubnut. Well, you don't indeed. Mark on Motoring joins us. Blimey, Mark, you're late. Mr. Tickle, another fabulous human being that, so many of you, I mean, every single one of you people enrich my life. You enrich and enhance my very existence here on this little ball spinning its way through space. And yeah, that applies to each and every one of you. But some of you I have met in person, and you have added an extra element of sheer near orgasmic joy, if you don't mind me saying so. And Mark on Motoring, the lovely Mark, Mr. Tickle, he's one of those. He's one of those people that just you're glad that you met. I first met Mark. At it was at a Furious Driving Do at the Motorist, wasn't it, Mark? And you were looking all professional, and I didn't have a clue what I was doing. Anyway, Mark says, hello, hello, hello. What's going on here then? Oh, it was. Oh, okay. Okay, so I have the lovely Carol to thank for this sticker. Thank you, love. That's really very sweet of you. And I hope you're enjoying your spoon. Is this going to become a thing, giving each other inappropriate gifts? Well, actually, a spoon isn't inappropriate, is it? Well, it's an unusual gift, I suppose, isn't it? I don't know whether it counts as inappropriate. Whereas this, right, this could become a bloody sticker off. I shall have to think of a sticker to send you in return for your new motorhome. Some interesting table decorations tonight, says Mark on Motoring. Yes. Yes. Don't ask. And hi everyone, says Carol. You don't get bum sex on Hubner either, says Stu. Have you tried, Stu? Asked Peter P. Uh, this is a man who claims to like a very civilized table setting, says Emma with a bit of a laugh. Yes, says Alan Simpson. I remember the trough. I also remember the outcry when Perth Leisure Pool opened without them, and people were up in arms. And actually, loads of folks got verrucas there and had to wear the sock of doom. These are the table decorations, goes on Emma, that you needed when you did the vertical live stream, Boaty. You would have pulled in loads of viewers. Yes, but argue it. Well, I mean, all viewers are welcome, I suppose, aren't they? It's a good job I'm secure in my sexuality and lifestyle, isn't it? Otherwise, you lot could really make me question myself. uh, I really should try to go gliding or flying again, says Mark. Yeah, you and me both. You and me both, Mark. What have you done then? Have you done powered, non-powered? I was only licensed for non-powered, but I have flown powered, including, as you all know, a Boeing 737 on more than one occasion. Jonathan Livingston Seagull, says Stu, apropos of nothing, but a book written by a man called Richard Bach, who wrote another book. Well, he wrote several other books, but he wrote a book called A Bridge Across Forever. And it was one of my favorite books. And it was supposed to be autobiographical, although I question that. But I've got a lot to thank Richard Bach for, because that book got me a lot of sex, quite honestly, because there's a section in the book where he and the lady that became his forever ever wrote out when they were already kind of together, they wrote out their truthful dating profiles. And one of them was so amazing that I always used it. I nicked it and I used it for my dating profile in the early days of internet dating. And I tell you what, it didn't half work. Oh my God, it didn't half work. What? I should cocoa. I should rub it up. But there's also another connection because, of course, the film of Jonathan Livingston Seagull, the soundtrack was written and recorded by no other than Neil Leslie Diamond. And one of these songs, the most popular song from that soundtrack, was called Skybird, a song that I love. And when I was online dating, Skybird was always my dating name because I always, and if you've watched my wedding video, then you will see a couple of allusions to this, or one anyway. I always felt that I could fly where others could only walk or chose to walk. And Skybird, any dating site that I went on where you had to choose a name that wasn't your own name, I always chose Skybird. So, yeah. So interesting that you said that, apropos of nothing. Whoever it was, I've lost it now. Oh, it was you, Steve. I do apologise. Mark says, I did my IGT, initial glider training, with the ATC at RAF Lytton back in the 90s. They used Grob Vigilant motor gliders. And Alan's having a giggle and says that he continues to be many things beginning with H. I can't think of a pounding tonight, says Simone. Can somebody else think of something? Yeah, Simone deserves a night off. Somebody else come up with it. And Steve's got a suggestion. Pound it like your undercarriage went past an MOT. Pound it like a bum you found in the woods. Interesting, says Emma, that Boaty has put the loving dogging sticker up against Sean's box. Is there a secret connection? She wonders. Yes. And I'm not joking. Oh, and Stu says, "Oh, Richard Bach. Oh, you knew. Well done. Do you ever have dreams where you can fly? They are my favourite," says Alan. I've never had a dream where I can fly, but I often, yeah, in non-dreams, in waking state, I do feel that. Is that weird? Um, but then, well, I could fly. Literally. Well, I mean, I don't mean that I could fly personally, but I could fly a glider and I could fly an aircraft. Yeah, Skybird. Skybird was always my dating name. And amazingly, I appear to have caught up with the comments. Who knew that that could happen? Now, what have we got here? Oh, exciting. Okay, here we go. Oh, Josh. Josh is here and says, good to be here. And it's jolly good to have you. Right. Brace yourselves, darlings. The next voice that you hear will be from the other side of the herring pond.
Oh, sorry I'm late, Boaty. I love to see that you love that anal sex, though. I bet you are a true power bottom. Have a great show. Take it. Take it.
Oh, Ben, bless you. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Oh, dear, dear, dear. I'm enjoying myself tonight, even if I am all discombobulated because all the clocks are flashing at me. I genuinely did have a power cut, so all the clocks are flashing and they all need resetting. And I don't know what time it is unless I look at the doings. Oh God, it's gone midnight. It's gone midnight.
So,
Oh,
excuse me.
what? How did that happen? How did that happen? Beards and Bangers suddenly, his face just zoomed out of my phone at me. Oh, should we have Ben once more? Because he has got a hell of a voice, hasn't he?
Oh, sorry I'm late, Boaty. I love to see that you love that anal sex, though. I bet you are a true power bottom. Have a great show. Take it. Take it.
Do you know what? I'm going to. Do you know what I'm going to do? Seriously. Because you lot give me so much grief, I might as well roll with it. I am going to lift that off WhatsApp. And I'm going to use that as the intro for the lives. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm. That's going to be the new intro to the live streams. Right. Okay. Oh, right. Alan says, Alan, do you want me to read this out or are you going to put it on a voice note? Because Alan's got a wonderful voice as well. Alan's got a wonderfully manly Scottish voice. And I'm sure everybody would love to hear it. Alan, do you want to put that on a voice note? Or do you want me to read it out in a pale impersonation of your manly accent? And having caught up with the comments, and there are no fewer than 44 of you amazingly wonderful people kindly giving me your time and company at this ungodly hour of the morning. We want a manly, hairy voice, says Peter Pete. Alan, they're calling for you, dear boy. They're calling for you. Oh, you want me to read it in my finest Aberdonian tones? I don't have any Aberdonian tones. Okay, right. I'm just going to have to do my best here, aren't I? I mean, I can only do a generic Scottish accent and a really bad one, and it's probably Glaswegian, isn't it? Oh, Emma's got an idea. Peter, maybe you can do a voice note in the voice of Alan. Now then, things are warming up. Steve McDonald joins us. Good evening, Boaty, and good evening, everyone, and good evening to you too, Steve. Now, don't worry, Steve, you've not missed a thing. I was just killing time until you got here. Didn't want you to miss anything. 44 of us with no place better to be on a Saturday night. I know, Mark, I know. And I'm just as bad, aren't I? I'm just as bad. Oh, now then, food news. We haven't done food news, have we? I made. I didn't have time to wash up. So you can see the dirty pan. I made, for the first time for ages, classic Chinese chicken chow mein today. Haven't done it for ages. And oh, I think I told you last night in last night's live, didn't I? I showed you the cheap noodles and cheap bean sprouts I got. They were all reduced and on offer. So yeah, I made a classic chow mein, and I'm telling you, it was amazing. It was amazing. I got 2 portions out of it. Oh, all you can really see there is the noodles. You can see the other good stuff around it. So I had a portion for lunch, and I've got a portion in the fridge, which might, darlings, this might end up in the freezer because it's Saturday night. I've got staff curry for supper tonight. Obs. Sunday tomorrow, so I'm having some form of Sunday lunch. Obs. Staff curry tomorrow night. Obs. And then on Monday, I think I'm away. On Monday, I think that I am going to bugger off to Wales. Or more specifically, I think I'm going to bugger off to Snowdonia. Or more specifically, I think I'm going to bugger off to Caernarfon. Yeah, that is the plan. In fact, as soon as this live stream finishes, I'm going to jump onto some hotel websites and and get something bookety booked. I've checked out the weather forecast, and it's not too bad. Next week is going to be nowhere near as good as this week. It's going to get colder again and whatnot. But Monday in Caernarfon, don't know what it's like here, but Monday in Caernarfon is still going to be on the cusp. It's going to be in double figures. And I haven't been to Caernarfon this year, have I? It was last year when I went. And I only went the once because remember the second time I went, we didn't get there thanks to Yvette Carte Blanche. And yeah, so I'm really thinking that a cheeky night away on Monday might be the way to go forward. So yeah, so after the live, I'll jump on and see where we can stay. Probably the Premier Inn at Victoria Docks again. The Travelodge will be cheaper, but honestly, that Travelodge, it's depressing. It is depressing. If you remember, when I stayed in that Travelodge, it was cheap. God knows it was cheap. When I stayed there, it was very cheap, 27 quid or something like that. And it was clean. So when it's cheap and clean and has got everything you really need, then you can't grumble, can you? But it did depress me. It felt like it was a prison cell. The room was kind of big and bare, and there was the window was too small or too high or something. It felt like a prison cell. And Carol stayed there. When did she stay? Last Sunday. Um, yeah, because the caravan was being delivered on Monday. She stayed there last Sunday night, and she said it felt like a box, and she didn't like it either. But again, it was cheap, even cheaper for her. She paid £24 something. So it'll either be the Premier Inn, or I'll have a look on Booking.com and see what else there is. See what else there is around. But yeah, I fancy. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been away, hasn't it? So yeah, I quite fancied doing that. Last week, obviously, I went to the yard and we climbed whatever it's called, Stoodley Pike, and I am planning. So if I go to Wales this Monday, then a week on Monday, Mustard and I have decided we would like to climb Knoll Hill, which has got a trig. So it will be my third trig. And the plan is to somehow figure out how we can have lunch up at the top. Uh, I think I checked the weather for this Monday and it wasn't as brilliant, that wasn't so good there as it was going to be in Wales. But so we'll check out the forecast for that. But yeah, so that's the current plans for the next couple of Mondays. But oh yeah, I was telling you why the chow mein might end up in the freezer. Yeah, so I'm not going to eat it tonight, staff curry. I'm not going to eat it tomorrow, Sunderland staff curry. Monday, I'm going to. So on Monday, if I'm away, then it's going to be, Christ knows what, eaten out or emergency rations in the hotel room or whatever. So yeah, I might as well bang it in the freezer and eat it at some point in the future. Oh, that wine is splendid. Right, where did I get to on the comments? Oh, Peter P's got too much respect for Alan to do his voice. But Alan says Peter P doing me, in a manner of speaking, would be fun. Okay, just a generic Scottish voice then, says Emma. Hello, I'm here, driving again, says Ross. Hello, Ross. Mark's off to sleep very sensibly. God knows it's 11 minutes past midnight. Tickle and Bunghole. Now, that's a detective duo, says Peter P. Right, okay. Oh, good point. Where is Andrew tonight? We haven't seen our lovely Andrew, have we? All right. I'm next to go, says Stu. Got a slave job at 9 a.m. I haven't got to get up at all tomorrow. Right. What was I supposed to read out in this generic Scottish accent? Ah, here we go. Hey, Boaty, pun that box as if it were full of tuppenny rice, treacle, and a boot to poo a weasel. Best I could do, darling. Sorry, but I will pound the box. Oh, Barry Scrotter is with us. Jolly good evening or good morning to you. Right, £1, £1, one. Pounding. 3, 2, 1. Bosh. Well, that's that little job done, isn't it? Ugh. And I'm still caught up with the comments, and we have got 18 minutes of joyful community fun left. So, what would you like to talk about for 18 minutes, darlings? Have I got any more voice notes coming in? Oh, Ram would like to thank each of you who left a comment on his cooking video. He really appreciates it. And Barry says, and I hope I didn't scare Cheeseburger off. I think that night I pissed so many people off in real life, nothing to do with the family. Barry, you did scare him off and you did piss him off, and he hasn't been anywhere near any of my live streams since that night. And I doubt he will ever come back again. So, Yeah, there's no way of sugarcoating that. You you've cost us cheeseburger. It's like you were in the room, Alan, says Peter P. It's uncanny, says Alan. It could be me. It sounds nothing like you. It sounds nothing like you, dear boy. Oh dear. So, what are your plans for tomorrow, darlings? Now, if I'm going to go away on Monday, and let's be honest, I am. I suppose I'll be getting stuff done tomorrow. Nice Sunday lunch. Oh, and oh, for God's sake, I didn't even say anything that bad. You really did. Honestly, I'm not. You know, let's be honest. Let's be honest about it. You did. You. And yeah, anybody else in the chat will tell you that Cheeseburger hasn't been back since that night. It was a shame. It was a shame that you were feeling bad and needed to do that. It was a shame that I was on a night out, a night away with Carol, and it completely ruined all of that. And yeah, it's but there we are. Well, I'm sorry that you're suffering, and I'm sorry that the people that you actually know have got a bit as well. I'm genuinely, I'm genuinely sorry that you were in a place where you needed to do that. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, and I hope that you haven't done any damage that can't be repaired, and I hope that you're in a better place, mate. I hope that you're in a better place. We've all kind of been there. I know I have, and I'm sure a lot of other people have as well. Excuse me, had to blow the old nose there. Go on. Shall I channel my inner Sean? Should we do a shopping haul? Because I have got a shopping haul here, darling. Right. Here's what I bought from Sainsbury's. Other supermarkets are available tonight. Washing up liquid, tough on grease, cherry blossom. Desperately needed this. I was supposed to buy this 2 days ago. I've had to eke out what I had left. So that can go there. And only one other item, darling. So it's not much of a haul, is it? Some nice tonic water. And that is for Monday night. Yeah, that is for. Oh, the card of choice for Monday. It's going to be Mimi LeBanc. There's not much choice involved really. I still haven't got the tyres sorted for Officer Crabtree. Yvette Carte Blanche. Well, she seems to be okay, but no, it's going to be Mimi. It's going to be Mimi. The only time I've done Caernarfon was in Crabtree. So yeah, I'm going to take Mimi LeBanc. It'll the hotel's going to be a little bit more expensive because I'm booking it last minute. So if I go in Mimi, then that's going to save me a load in fuel, isn't it? So yeah, we'll take old Mimi. And I've got my route planned. Let me show you. I've got it written down somewhere. I saved it. Here we are. I knew I saved it. There you go. Now that was the route that I was planning to do in Yvette Carte Blanche. Now, if you remember, cast your minds back to cast your mind back to last year when I did Caernarfon, and we kind of went the long way round. We went down to Blaenau Festiniog, didn't we? And then we kind of went up the southern face, passing by the southern face of Snowdon, up that fantastic green Michelin road. Well, next time I was going to go, I wanted to go the other way. So instead of heading from wherever it is, oh Christ, I can't remember. Betois. Instead of heading from Betois down to Blaenau, then the idea is to chuck a right in Betois, head out to Capel Curig, and then take the other beautiful green Michelin road to Caernarfon along Llanberis. Yeah, so, and these were the directions that I worked out would be best for doing that. I wrote them down and I've kept them all these months. So those will be the directions for Monday. And yeah, we'll do it in Mimi. And then we'll come back. We'll just come back. We'll do the coast road again. That was a delight because the best bit of the A55 coast road is the bit after Llandudno. I mean, I've done Llandudno 3 times this year already, and each time was fantastic, of course. But the best bit of that coast road is the bit after Llandudno, as you're heading on towards, towards Holyhead and going around there. But there we are. So yes, so that is the plan for that. I was going to show you on the atlas, but then I'd need to go upstairs and actually get it, and I can't be asked. Now then, have I got anything else? Steve McDonald is off. Okay, mate. Good night. Okay. So those are actually. Let's have a look at the hotel. Where's my other iPad? Oh, it's over here. Oh, I've got some sorting out to do. I'm trying to think if there's any other news to tell you, darlings, and I don't think there is. Let's just jump on. I'm using your time to do my own thing now, which is cheeky of me, but it's kind of late, so forgive me. Premier.com. Accept cookies. Oh Christ, that's gone up from earlier today. Oh, what the hell? What the hell? What does it matter? What does it matter, darlings? Oh, blimey, blot outdoors. Are you going to have a road trip, Mackie D's? Asked Alan. You can't beat a bit of meticulous planning, says Peter. Right, okay, so, well, let's Okay, I've just checked the price of the Premier Inn. It's gone up a little bit from when I last checked, but to be honest, I don't care. I don't want to stay in that Travelodge again. Uh, that room was just too depressing, and it didn't have something. What didn't it have? Oh, there wasn't a glass, was there? Do you remember? Do you remember? I had to drink the well iced vodka and tonic out of the bloody coffee cup. I'm hoping that the Premier Inn will be, and the Premier Inn's a little bit more expensive, but, and mine is a big but, you do get free Wi-Fi, whereas for the Travelodge you have to pay for Wi-Fi. So it's kind of as wide as it is long, and I just find Premier Inn's a little bit cheerier. I didn't mind the Travelodge at Rill, the one on the seafront, but otherwise I find, yeah, I think that Premier Inns must be yeah, that was so wrong with the cup, wasn't it, Peter P? I think Premier Inn should be the kind of minimum doings. And it's not a stupid amount of money, it's only a couple of quid. Sod it, I'll book the Premier Inn when the live is done. And then we can start planning in earnest, can't we? So the weapon of choice is Mimi Lebon. Now then, will there be a road trip Mackie D's? Possibly, but it won't be on the way there. Now, my plan on the way there, I think, will be to my plan will be to get up early on Monday morning, and I've got the last few bits of bacon in the fridge, have a bacon sandwich, or even a tiny little mini breakfast. I don't know, some bacon toast, baked beans. Have I got a sausage? I don't think I have. But anyway, like a bacon sandwich or something, and then to have no lunch at all, because on Monday I would like to have dinner. So not my normal 2 o'clock in the morning or 1 o'clock in the morning eating jobby. I would like to go out for dinner on Monday night, like what normal respectable folk do. And there are two possible places. One would be the pub, the Black Boy, within the castle walls of Caernarfon, which looks fabulous. So I'd love to do that. Or I haven't had Chinese food for ages. Well, I mean, I have. I had chow mein for lunch today, but I haven't had Chinese food cooked by somebody else for ages. And there's that Chinese place in the Victoria Docks complex. So, um, so if I don't have lunch, if I have a breakfast but no lunch, then I'll be ready for an earlier dinner at a more normal time, like 7 or 8 o'clock. I like to do that when I go away. Um, I had a lovely burger at the Marine Hotel last time. On my birthday, I had a nice burger at Ormo Lounge. It's nice to do things a little bit differently, isn't it? So that would be the plan for on the way there. Now, possibly on the way back, there might be a cheeky McDonald's at Chester Services on the way back. And that would just finish off the road trip beautifully. uh, Premier Inns feel like a step up from Travelodge. They do, Alan. I don't mind Travelodge. I don't mind them. It's just that particular one. I did find that room incredibly depressing, and I know it's not just me because, as I say, Carol stayed there last Sunday, and she said exactly the same. So, for the sake of a couple of quid, let's hope that that the Premier Inn is a bit better. Are you bringing the Neil and Soph food box? Asked Peter P. Possibly not. I don't think I'll need it. I don't think I'll need it. I'll have a breakfast before I leave. I'll have a nice scenic drive. We won't go the most direct route. We'll do the scenic drive to Caernarfon. I'll aim to get there at check-in time for the hotel. And then yeah, I plan to go out to dinner, film a little bit for a video, um, and have dinner either at the Chinese place or at that Black Boy pub. So I don't think I'll need the lunchbox, although I will deploy the lunchbox on Wednesday, and we'll go out and do a Peugeot picnic again because I'm enjoying those, even though they're not getting much in the way of views. Yeah, and then the McDonald's on the way back at Chester Services. That would be perfect. I'm getting excited now. I've bought the tonic. I don't need to buy vodka because I've got enough vodka left over from the last trip. So, it's all coming together beautifully, isn't it? Most of the times I've stayed in Travelodges or Premier Inn, says Emma, have been for naughty nights. Ha ha. Ah, well, there you are, you see. That's it when you lead the glamorous life of those doing that sort of thing. I'm just a boring old fart who likes to do all of that at home. Well, when that was an option, anyway. I've had a cheeky Maccadees there more than once too, Boaty. Oh, right, Chester Services. Yeah, I had one last time, didn't I? Oh, God, yeah. The last time it was Llandudno, wasn't it? And I was there with Carol. But it was the day when Sean got his car, and we were going mad, bloody voice noting and video messaging each other while Sean was getting the car. And I had to stop at Chester Services just to get a catch up because I think Sean was obviously in the car showrooms sorting out all the doings. Carol had made it to Bangor, but was waiting for Evie Rose to finish university. So they were doing everything in real time. I was driving home and I'm hearing all the pings, and I am a careful driver. I don't look at my portable electric telephone when I'm driving. And so I had to stop at the bloody services just to find out what the hell was going on. And it was an exciting time in the car buying process. So yeah, so I thought, sod it, I'll go in and I'll get a McDonald's. I got a Happy Meal. Yes, I did. I got a Happy Meal. And I remember standing in the McDonald's there waiting for it, glued to my phone because Sean was sending through the pics of getting the keys and then the first pic of the car, letting us know what car it was and all of that. And Carol was crowing over me because he bought a manual, whereas I told her to buy an automatic, and she said that automatics were rubbish, and I didn't know what I was talking about. I do like the OK Diner at Northup Hall too. It's quite little chef like. I've never been there. Carol has unlocked Boaty, Mr. Lot then. Yeah, that was a joke, Barry. Obviously I didn't send her those pictures. I've never sent any woman those sort of pictures, and I never would. It's a ridiculous thing to do, and I'm not a ridiculous man. It was our little joke that we played on you because yeah, we'd planned that night in Llandudno. So Boar's Head Hotel, Caernarfon, says Jimmy Quinn. 70 quid with breakfast. Well, fair enough, but it's a bit of a distance away from Caernarfon, which is where I need to be on Monday. Are there any carveries in Caernarfon? Says Peter P. Again, I'm not going to be in Caernarfon, not Caernarfon, Caernarfon. Caenarfon, Caernarfon, not Caernarfon, Caernarfon. Where I was before last year, you remember. Oh God, we've got another voice note from Ben, and then it's kind of time to go, isn't it?
Boaty, before you go, if you need any advice, let me know. Especially when it comes to 69 and a shorter man. Yeah, that's all. Let me know.
I need to make a video just compiling all of these voice notes. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Caernarfon, then visit a carvery. No, I don't want to go to a carvery. Leave me alone. Right then, darlings. Right then. It is. It's time to go, but I need to thank each and every one of you for your company tonight. I've really enjoyed it. Big thanks to Ben because you've just made me laugh out loud, mate. God bless you. Thank you to my lovely Carol for this sticker. Oh dear. And yeah, thank you to all of you for your company as always. Let me wish you a safe and peaceful night, and let me wish you a good Sunday ahead. I hope there's some pleasure to be taken from it for you, or at the very least, I hope it's manageable. And that's it. We've done our two late ones. Tomorrow night, we are back to our more normal time of 11 o'clock. And yeah, we're back to 11 o'clock. And tomorrow night, we will be getting ready for another trip to Wales, assuming that my debit card will withstand the onslaught of a Premier in booking. So there we go. There we go. It's all exciting stuff. It's all gravy, darlings, isn't it? It's all gravy. Thank you again for your comments on Ram's video. They mean the world to him. He was very excited reading them. And he wants to now put out a weekly video where he cooks something. Oh, and he did ask if any of you have got any suggestions or requests for anything that you would like him to cook or show you how to cook or whatever. So that's it, darlings. That is it for tonight. But the candle will be relit tomorrow night, earlier time, 11 o'clock. In the meantime, much love from me. Can't wait to see you next time. So on that note, pachoo! Oh, and indeed, you know what's coming.